Hey, hey, welcome to another Wednesday where we're wrenching for wellness. We're having a Wednesday chat. So thanks for tuning in. Today's chat is going to be somebody you might know. I'm going to chat today. I do have other people that I can interview, but it's something different going on. A couple of students from NSCC over in Woodside, they're in the videography journalism course, and they needed to do an assignment, and they reached out to me to see if they could do a little documentary on life after the military, maybe life after the Navy. And the title of their documentary is Serving Beyond the Navy. And the producer director is Curtis Berkman, and the video audio Jack Handy over Woodside NSCC. This is their project. So I appreciate them reaching out to me, and what they've done is a pretty good deal, pretty good video. And it's about me, it's about other people, it's about how we are when we leave the military and what we do to make things better. Some of us join a group, a veteran like-minded group, a social group. We're not inclined to ride anything in particular. It's just a social group. These are our hobbies and not required to be a part of this. So Curtis and Jack are nice young kids, and I think they have a bright future. They wanted to know how we deal with life after the military, how we deal with it all, and what we do to make it better. And I tried to explain that we need to find our brothers and sisters that we served with that might be isolating, that might be sitting in their homes or their apartments, taking down a garden path with the political news that's on all day long, which is not healthy. Get away from the TV and enjoy yourself. Get out in the yard, work on something, garden, cut wood, whatever. You need to get away from media and platforms. I know you're watching this on a platform, and thank you. We're just trying to spread the good word and just try to make it better. So I hope you enjoy this documentary, and I hope you get something out of it. Reach out to a buddy. Talk about what you've just seen. Talk about my channel, Wrenching for Wellness with a 4. We're trying to make it better. We're going to have a shop somewhere. We're going to be set up. We're going to be helping. You're going to come in. You're going to wrench on something or have a cup of coffee. Check your email with the Wi-Fi. I don't know. It's going to be a very friendly place. It's going to be good fun, and maybe a drop-in area where you can just come and say hi. But we're going to do it. Absolutely going to do it. So I guess I'm rambling a little bit, and I just wanted to say thanks to Jack and Curtis for doing this. Hope you have a good future in this trade that you've chosen, and I'm very honored to be one of your first projects, one of your first documentaries that you made. I really appreciate that, and folks, enjoy it. Tell people about it, and reach out to your buddy, family, friends. All right? Check on them. Okay. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next week with a new person we'll be interviewing. All right. How faded it is. So that's my first vest, 11 years ago. Look how faded it is. I retired from the Navy after 26 years, and I didn't do anything for quite a few years. I continued to work for a civilian company. I was a boat captain driving boats. They got things done by intimidation, by yelling, by being physical, slapping you, punching you, getting the job done. And I was a part of it. It was, it wasn't terrible. It was hands-on, I guess you could say. Probably the way fathers raised their kids in the 50s and 60s. would be hands-on. And that's the way it was in the Navy. Didn't really affect me, pissed me off a little bit, but didn't really affect me until later. But it was mostly a good experience. I joined the Veterans UN NATO because I saw a friend up in Ontario join the group. And I said, wow, that looks cool, man. I mean, that's very cool. And I looked it up and I joined, and I don't know, 3 weeks later they asked me if I wanted to be a representative of the group because I was bugging them about breakfast. I said, well, what's next? He said, you won't see nobody till the summertime. This was in December when I joined. And I'm like, well, that's no good. I mean, let's do breakfast. Oh, no, you won't get nobody showing up for breakfast. That won't work. Anyways, I've been doing breakfast for 11 years, still doing it. And I think our biggest gathering was about 120 at a restaurant in Halifax. In the military, you're a big family. And when you release, you lose your family. Unless you make the effort to contact somebody, your buddy that's still serving, to see how he's doing, to let him know how you're doing. But if you don't do that, it doesn't happen. So you isolate, you are in your apartment or your home by yourself, or you're with your wife or whatever, and you lose all connection. You got to know that when you eat and drink and sleep with people, they become family. And once you don't have that anymore, there's a big void. And sometimes it hurts people.
This guy does everything for veterans, from veterans license plates to changing laws to helping out veterans. It's ridiculous. We need more guys like him, because if we had people like him across Canada, I think veterans would be, they'd be better well served. So he's a good guy. I don't want to blow his ego up too much because I know he's off to the side, but there's no better leader that I've ever experienced.
Our table, folks, take a moment and remember a family, friend, or a veteran, or maybe some other country in Europe that's having a tough time right now.
I ended up doing 4 tours overseas. So I went to Bosnia for 6 months in 1999. I went to Kosovo, or in 1997. I went to Kosovo in 1999 for 6 months. I went to Afghanistan in 2002 for 7 months. And then I went back to Bosnia in 2004 for 7 months. Absolutely. It's helped me. I'm a prime example. You know, I've had a lot of difficulties with PTSD, and if it wasn't for this group, I'd probably still be in my house 10 years, 11 years after I joined, but that's not the case. Does it happen from time to time? Yes. Is this group the main reason why I get out into public? It absolutely is, and I enjoy being around like-minded people who support the same mission.
I've known Ron a long time. And sometimes Ron goes quiet, and sometimes Gus has got to message him and see how he's doing. But we all do that. We go to Camp Hill probably 3 times a year. We do our show and shine in the back gardens in the summertime, and then we'll go mid-March for St. Paddy's Day, or we've been there for Valentine's Day years before, and maybe some kind of a meet and greet in the lobby at Camp Hill. We participate in the blessing of the bikes. Because some of us have the hobby in Truro every year, so we put a group together, and there might be 30 or 40 motorcycles all riding together down to Truro for the blessing. And we have, like I said, weekly breakfasts. We have a weekly breakfast in Dartmouth as well. Sometimes we go bowling. Sometimes we have coffee nights or wing night. We'll go out for a gathering of wings with people. We go to Station 6.
Yeah.
Well, you get 2, one for you and one for your wife, Kathy. They're like this.
And sometimes the group that big, you're gonna get people complain about it. Oh, I'm not in the clique. Well, really, you can't control that, because there's people that live close to each other. They have the same interests within our group, and there's lots of little subgroups that do things together. And it's no big deal when we have a national or a regional gathering, then come to that. Come together as a big group. But yeah, I encourage people to do stuff, because if you're doing stuff, you're not sitting in your home or your apartment, and that's important. I started to spread the message that working on stuff is good for your mind, good for your health, your mental health. And then I got the bright idea to call it something. And then I got another bright idea to start another YouTube channel. And now I got another bright idea, and I'm trying to find a location. What I'm coming up with is Wrenching for Wellness. And it's for mental health, I guess you could say. I hate using those words, but it's for wellness. It's for wellness, and there's grants available. I've got 2 motorcycles donated to me. I've got 2 motorcycle tables donated to me. If I could find a location, if I could get a grant that would take care of the rent, then we would have a Wrenching for Wellness center with a program. And you could come in, I could have maybe 5, 4, 6 veterans or anybody that wants to take part and wrenching on stuff. And I don't know about you guys, but when I was in high school, we had an auto shop, and we had 250cc motors, and we had transmissions and water pumps, and they were taken apart so many times that the nuts were all loose and it would never be tight again. And it was just it was a good program, and I can see that for people that need to wrench for wellness. And I started a second channel, Wrenching for Wellness, and I'm interviewing people for 10 or 15 minutes, and they're telling me what wrenching does for them. And if that encourages or motivates people to do the same, great. That's what I want. That's what I want.
Right.
And we'll just see what happens. If you're thinking about somebody that you haven't heard from in a while, you need to text them or call them or reach out. Don't wait for them to reach out to you, because it might not happen. But if you reach out to them, maybe they'll reach out to somebody else. Next thing you know, we got 60 people reaching out to each other, and they're checking on people. And that means the world to a lot of people, to be checked on, to be asked, how are you doing? And that's kind of my purpose. And I get messages from people to see how I'm doing. I get phone call from my buddy Clary. He calls me and says, how you doing and what are you doing and stuff like that. But this is what we do, and this is the message that I send every Friday. Check on your buddies. You have to. You have to.